What is up, YouTube? How y'all doing? Yeah. I gotta hype it up a little bit, man. Let's check this one out right here. Y'all know what time it is? 50 months. Diddy got 50 months. I can't believe Diddy locked in a cell. Tunnels under his house and he can't make bail. Neighbors scared stiff, won't retrieve they ball. If it bounce over Diddy gate, they don't call. Ain't no doorbell ringing, ain't no fence climbing. They say the devil dance quiet when the stars are lining. Talk in the street about basements with screams, where the silence too loud and the truth still bleed. Lawyer walks off, said the case too thick. Even his mama on IV drip, sick, trying to detox demon while praying on lies. But you can't cleanse blood when it drips from the sky.
Lawyers will argue today that Sean Combs deserves some special treatment. They're hoping to get him out from behind bars as quickly as possible. This morning, the case against Sean Combs returns to court following the split verdict.
I can't believe I saw the twins in the pews, eyes wide shut, trying to dodge daddy's snooze. Courtroom silence when they walking slow. I felt the shame hit the floor like a soul on a go. They say he comfy now. Sheets folded neat, other inmates doing favors just to eat. He's still moving like a mobile with a plan. But God don't blink, the karma hits like a fan. Cases dropping daily, names ain't redacted. One brave soul said, nah, I ain't masking. I'm not anonymous, I'm proud with the pen. Said you're gonna remember this truth again and again.
We are just getting started. We're gonna win, and we're not gonna stop until he walks out of prison, a free man to his family. The defense argues there are exceptional circumstances.
I can't believe Diddy was found not guilty, but the vibe in the room still felt filthy. Face to face, I ain't flinch or shake. I told him what you did to that girl was a damn disgrace. I can't believe Diddy was found not guilty, but the vibe in the room still felt filthy. Face to face, I ain't flinch or shake. I told him what you did to that girl was a damn disgrace. I can't believe. Just in case we had to hype things up a little teeny weeny bit. I can't believe. Oh my God, 50 months. God dang, Diddy, you best to be lucky, baby. 50 months. You already served 1 year. I think with the good behavior and all this other bull that they got all in this stupid system of ours, he probably do 2 more years. Within the 2 years, these feds need to come up with something. I don't know why this stuff gotta work like this. But anyway, no matter what, people, just like Uncle Mike said from the beginning, Diddy is still in jail. Y'all can do all this talking and, oh, they done did him wrong and yay, oh man, Diddy, all the Diddy lovers, all the judges and all the lawyers he have. Today and tomorrow, Diddy is still in jail, period. Y'all can do I ain't got time for all this garbage. I don't have time for all the, what they gonna do this, they gonna do it. He gonna walk out this door, all the bullshit, all that stuff. I ain't got time for it, dog. He's still in jail, period. You can call it whatever you want. 4 years, that wasn't enough. 4 years and 2 months, or he gonna get time served, or he done, all you gotta do is just do this and then he just keep his, nah. I think, and I'm just thinking, I think Diddy probably promised some people. I heard, and there's so many grapevines, it's ridiculous. I heard that Diddy got into some problems or situations with other inmates while he was in jail. And make up your mind, your lawyers are saying he's not safe there. He was threatened. But then you turn around and say, oh, well, Diddy is getting all these gang members to come together and unite and making the jails more safer. Make up your mind. Either he is in trouble, in fear for his life, or he got these people getting together. Make up your mind. Go ahead, I'll wait. So, we're gonna do this one right here, man. Stomachs turning. Legal analysts on Diddy's horrific violence in prison sentence. Make up your mind. Is he in trouble while he in prison? Is he in trouble while he in prison? Make up your mind. Or is he doing all right in prison? Which one is it? I don't know. Let's find out. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. Let's check it out.
Let's bring in now attorney Kelly Hyman, who's been on the top of this story on her podcast, and Fox News contributor Greg Jarrett. Greg, I'm going to ask you to start really quickly. What do you make of this sentence? 4 years.
He should consider himself fortunate. Probation department said 6 to 7 years. Prosecutors wanted 11. 20 was the max. He does 4 less the 13 months he's already served. But I think this punishment really came down to the hideous violence that all of us saw, including the judge on that videotape, the brutal beating of his girlfriend that was really stomach turning. And, he had to consider also the victim sent a letter to the judge calling Combs cruel, power hungry, manipulative. And the defense tried to dismiss all of that at trial, saying, oh, we accept that he did that. Let's move on. But that had a searing effect on the case, on the judge at sentencing, as did the testimony from several women who recounted with tears how Combs beat, threatened, sexually assaulted, blackmailed them. That kind of horrific violence is something that a sentencing judge considers quite seriously.
Wow. Thanks for the cash app. Appreciate it. Christine Hughes, cash app. Appreciate you so much, man. We live when we're doing our reaction, so sometimes I gotta stop and shout out the live side and everything. Thank y'all so much for supporting the channel. All 13 of y'all. We got 13 people. We grew on the live channel. We just started it back up.
Kelly, you've been all over this story. You've been covering it from start to finish on your podcast. What's your reaction to what you hear today out of the courtroom?
Does the punishment fit the crime? A lot of legal scholars thought that Diddy was going to go to jail between 5 and 7 years.
Okay.
But Diddy was asking for basically being let out. We have to remember that Diddy scheduled an appearance next week in Miami as well. Now, when we look at the victims of these cases, we look at Cassie Ventura, who wrote an impact statement of how her life has been affected by this and how she lives in fear and how she is worried that if Diddy gets out, that he is going to come after her.
So, Greg, back to the legal side for just a moment. Anybody watching can see at the bottom of the screen, he's got 4 years, 2 months in prison. This is a federal court. This is a federal sentence. As opposed to many state-level sentences, we can expect he'll serve that entire 4 years and 2 months. Correct, Greg?
Yeah, well, you're right. In the federal system, generally speaking, you do nearly all of it. You can get time off with good service, and he does get credit for the time he's already served. So, minus a year plus a month on 4 years and 2 months, as I say, he should be thankful that he didn't get the 6 or 7 that probation department wanted, or the 11.
Yeah, he's very lucky.
The prosecutors wanted. And I agree, it did not help that Combs allegedly booked this Miami speaking gig next week, which prosecutors today in court called the height of hubris. He was already, packing his bags, putting on his best outfit and ready to be released. Ain't going to happen.
Speaking of that, Kelly, again, as you've been covering this case all over your podcast, what do you make of the behavior of Diddy in and out of the courtroom? You think there, as was discussed just a moment ago, any remorse? Do you find any of that genuine?
There's two schools of thought: that he is in fact remorseful, that the fact that he was in prison, that he is a changed man, that he's no longer doing drugs, that he is no longer drinking alcohol. There was compelling testimony in court from his children telling a story about his father and how they needed him. Diddy got in front of the court and pleaded for mercy. wanted to go back home, wanted to be with his mother. Even his mother wrote a statement saying that she needs her son to help take care of her. However, there's the other side of the victims, and we have like Cassie Ventura, who went through this abuse and she alleged was manipulated and the harm that she went. And she does not believe that he will ever be a changed man for what he has done.
Wow.
All right, Kelly and Greg, please hang out for a bit. Thank you for that analysis. Don't go anywhere. I want to bring in New York-based trial attorney Rebecca.
See, a lot of stuff that Cassie was talking about and even the S workers was talking about never made it to court. Can't prove it. It just he talking and they talking. And they were saying that, I mean, what was I supposed to do? You know, when we finish we doing whatever we doing, Puffy leave the room, get a phone call, and we talking, we doing something. Cause they all of them, then they high out they mind. Diddy come back in the room mad. Diddy threw stuff at her. Beat her up, and the other dude kind of stood up, was like, "Come on, man, don't be hitting." This Diddy, man. I mean, dude, what was I supposed to do? This is what they saying. What was I supposed to do, man? I mean, you got bodyguards and stuff all out here, dude. It's gonna be 2 people getting beat up or 2 people dead in here if I was to react the way I should react as a real man. And he kept his mouth shut.
Rebecca Rose Woodland. Rebecca, it's great to see you here as well today. I want to get your reaction to the sentencing of Diddy, Sean Combs, to 4 years and 2 months in prison.
Look, well, I agree with Greg Jarrett. He is lucky. He is a lucky man. He's getting 4 years. He'll
Very
get
lucky.
The benefit of having served a year already in federal prison. He is lucky compared to what he did and what even the jury found that he did. Now, the judge said in his thoughts, in his ideas of processing this to decide what the sentence would be, this is what the judge said. He said, those were not romantic encounters, as the defense tried to put them. He said these were aggressive, manipulative actions of an aggressive, manipulative man.
Thank you.
For Sean Combs to only be serving a little over 4 years, where he was looking at least 6 to 7. The prosecution wanted 11.
4 years and 2 months. That's a slap in the face, man. These people, these survivors and the people that's why they're afraid to come forward, man. This court system, going through that door right there, y'all should know you hurting people more than you helping people. Then the jail system is all screwed up. You shouldn't be in fear of your life. I don't know what y'all doing in them jails, but I bet you Uncle Mike can straighten that. I can straighten all that stuff up. I straighten all that stuff. Nope. Why not? Because I said so. That's why.
You're a lucky man.
You in jail.
He should go back for a little over 4 years.
4 years.
He was looking at least 6 to 7. The prosecution wanted 11. He's a lucky man. He should go back and thank his defense attorneys that he didn't get the maximum.
Well, you and Greg Jarrett have brought up that fact now. You both described him as lucky, that 4 years is light. So that leads to the question, why? Why is he so lucky? Why did he only get 4 years? I'll start with you, Rebecca.
I guess the judge determined that because he wasn't found guilty on the higher counts of the racketeering and he had racketeering and sex trafficking charges. He was only found guilty on transportation for the purposes of prostitution. The judge took into account that he has a family, he has an elderly mother, and that I guess he balanced a bit of the remorse and believed some of the remorse that Diddy claimed he feels or has. That's what I have to assume happened here.
Okay, Greg?
Well, the defense argued that Combs is a changed man who takes responsibility and accountability. Prosecutors laughed at that, said, no, he's only sorry and regrets getting caught and convicted. I think there was some evidence presented by the defense that, Combs has engaged in good behavior behind bars. He's actually been teaching a class And, one of the prison officials complimented him on helping others. That's something that I think the judge probably took into consideration, that he has a constructive ability ahead of him. The judge did note that he had created a business empire that was enormously successful. So it always comes down to mitigating versus aggravating factors. I've just described the mitigating. Aggravating, of course, was the hideous violence on the videotape and the testimony of several women who said he did the same thing to me. So, I think this is a judge who probably thought he was doing the right thing, giving credit to Combs. But remember, even when he's released, he's going to be on probation for a very long time and under the tether of the government.
All right, Kelly, I have two questions for you. First of all, what do you think will be the reaction from the victims that you've mentioned several times here in this conversation? We're getting a report, by the way, that the vibe outside the courtroom is as follows, and I quote from our reporters outside the courtroom. Everyone is surprisingly calm right now. Some say they're happy with the decision. What do you think will be the reaction from Cassie and some of the other victims?
As someone who represents victims such as human trafficking, sex trafficking cases, the question that they'll be asking, is this justice for them? And do they feel safe? Do they worry about retribution? Do they worry that once Diddy gets out of jail, that he is going to punish them, that Diddy is going to find them and harm them? That is what they're going through right now. Now, we have to remember, these victims, when they go through an experience, they are traumatized. And then when they testify again, they're traumatized again. And then hearing this, is this in fact justice for the victims that have been harmed in this matter? For the victims, they would probably say no.
All right, Kelly, I'm going to return to my second question I have for you in just one moment, but I want to run this by Greg and Rebecca. I just got this note from a criminal defense attorney friend in New York City who said that Combs may be also eligible for the residential drug program in the Bureau of Prisons, in which case that could knock 18 months off of his prison term. So when I listen to Kelly talk about victims fearing for retribution, and Greg, you giving us the calculus, he'll get credit for the year he's already been in jail, taking him down to 3 years. Is this correct? He could also see another 18 months potentially knocked off through the residential drug program, then putting him back on the streets essentially in a year and a half?
Yeah, I don't know that it actually knocks off time, but he may be eligible for the program given his past history of admitted drug use. So, it's better than being in strict federal lockup. The security surrounding it is more lenient. I'm not sure you actually get time knocked off because you are in the program and successfully completed.
Rebecca, did you have a reaction to that? What do you think is the earliest he could see freedom?
Wait a minute, y'all. I want to make sure, because WAC 100 said a little something different. And this Fed time, I don't know. See, I don't know the rules and regulations of jail because I'm allergic to jail. Why should I study it? I'm not going to go to jail because I would rather sell everything, liquidate, get me a little apartment or efficiency before I do something wrong. I don't need all this stuff, man. I just need him in my life. That's it.
Time, but he may be eligible for the program given his past history of admitted drug use. So, it's better than being in strict federal lockup. The security surrounding it is more lenient. I'm not sure you actually get time knocked off because you are in the program and successfully completed.
Rebecca, did you have a reaction to that? What do you think is the earliest he could see freedom? He could be back on the street.
Yeah, I agree with Greg. Being put in that program doesn't necessarily mean that he serves less time. He has to serve time in that program concurrently then with his prison sentence. So what we're looking at, I think, is the 4 years and 2 months. And I agree that the victims will feel this isn't enough, but I do think the victims will say, well, at least at least he will serve a substantial amount of time. It's not the 14 months Mark Agnifilo asked, could he please be released in 2 months? Because can we adjust for time served, which would be 2 months? And I mean, for the victims to see that, to see a defense attorney asking for him to just serve basically 2 more months was very, very offensive. And I'm happy that the judge really looked at this case from both sides and said, we have to be fair to the victims as well.
All right, one last question for you, Kelly. I promised I had a second. I want to return to that now. There are all kinds of accountability and all kinds of punishment. Prison is just one. It is the most severe, and it's our best form of accountability. There is also damage to reputation, damage to business. Diddy, I don't know if he was a billionaire, but was probably somewhere close in the range of being a billionaire. This entire thing, what does it done to Diddy's business capabilities?
Well, the court of public opinion, that has definitely shaped how people perceive him. When we go back to the 2016 video of Diddy coming out in a towel and hitting Miss Ventura and how that affected him and how it affected the public view of him. So, yes, is he going to be a comeback kid? Is he going to come out of this okay? We're going to have to wait and see what the public ultimately decides.
Well, I would think there might also be some civil suits to follow this criminal conviction.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here.
Dude, this is when we need a change, man. This should be if you are a strong person, you're the right person or whatever. But then again, there's a lot of people that think that Diddy didn't do it. He shouldn't have been in jail in the first place. So you're going to do business with these negative people. See, I'm starting to realize and I'm starting to understand people. Some of us are poor or didn't make it, or our business is not prospering. It's because we refuse to do negative things. These people are doing negative things to keep climbing higher and higher. I refuse to do that, man. I refuse to do that. They got preachers in jail. You got all this stuff about T.D. Jakes. Come on, T.D. Jakes. You was at them parties. Why would you want to do business with somebody? These people know more about that grapevine of the music industry. They know more about it, cuz. They hear more of the grapes. We hear it from social media. You know good and well you was there for what? You know good. You got people, you got cases on yourself, T.D. Jakes. And you doing business with bad people to grow. That ain't right, man. That ain't right. If it ain't, dude, it ain't about helping somebody, man. I don't want no part of it. Nah, cuz you can go here. You got the wrong one. I'm scared. After all this stuff started going down, I do the speed limit now. I made sure all my stuff is straight and I do the speed limit. Amen. I ain't trying to get pulled over. If I do, Your Honor, I'm sorry. Officer, that's what I be saying. All hands on the steering wheel. Tell me to get out. Yes, sir. And I'll move real slow. No problem, sir. Put your hands down. No problem. Man, what you pull me over for, man? Why you do all that? No, that ain't Uncle Mike. I'm sorry. You got the wrong person, man. Man, I know my rights. Yeah, you got a right to go take your tail right to jail. Look here. I'm going to get on up out of here. I feel so sorry for the people, but you got to remember. Shout out to all the survivors. Shout out to everybody that support the channel. But y'all got to remember, man, Diddy got a lot of time for those 2 charges in normal situations. That judge gave him a lot of times. Plus, he got 5 years probation. That means something, man. Go ahead and let him go after somebody. I can guarantee you, this is the last thing, and then we're going to roll. I can guarantee you that one of these people, all you got to do is say Diddy did something and get some proof and all that type of stuff while he on probation. Lord have mercy. They're going to throw the book at him, baby. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell him Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.